Jules Radio Show.
It's done! Hello! I'm back! I'm back! Yeah, wisdom's awesome. I really enjoy doing my wisdom show. Being a content creator. Hope everyone's going well. You know, it's today for me. Saturday the 1st of October 2022. And yeah, I hope everyone's going great as well. Let's see, it's a bit wet out there. Wet and shit weather as well. You know that. And I feel that, yeah. Yeah, it's all good, you know. It's living life, I guess. And you know, just keep on going and living the dream is what we got to do. We got to live the dream. Okay. Because I only like you know, found out that the COVID quarantine rules are going to be scrapped. Like, no longer need quarantining anymore just because you test positive for COVID-19. You know, I was flicking through news.com.au yesterday. You know, you're just flicking through the news on your spare time. Albo and Dominic Perrottet have pushed for the quarantine to be gone as well. And I guess it's yeah, I think it is a great move for Australia to be doing that. But there is you know, the Premier Dominic Perrottet wants to treat COVID-19 like just another flu, you know, stay home if you're sick. I mean, there was so many fraud going on with the pandemic leave payment. People trying to rip the government off, which is not cool as well. Now, I think it is a great move to get the economy back on track. You know, Anastasia Palaszczuk from Queensland was all happy. Yay, we've got to get the economy moving. I mean, fair enough. But then you got the health, you know, the health experts on one side saying that there's a possibility of a future variant that's going to happen of COVID-19. Now, I'm already to the point where, you know, I'm like literally fed up with COVID-19. They pretty much just treat it like another flu. Yeah, I could say I'd stand by that. Pretty much it is another flu at the end of the day. You know, it's things like this that Daniel Andrews was saying, oh, it's a 1 in 100-year event. I mean, that's all BS, okay, from Daniel Andrews. A 1 in 100-year event. It's a pandemic, okay? And Daniel Andrews used this pandemic for his own greed, his own personal power, to have power over the Australian people, okay? Now, if you look at it like this, Australians are fed up with COVID. I'm fed up with COVID-19. We're all fed up with COVID-19, okay? We just want to live our lives. You know, because we just can't keep, being scared all the time of COVID-19. All right. The weather right now is 13.9 degrees Celsius. It feels like 11.8 degrees Celsius. Minimum of 9 degrees Celsius. A top of 18 degrees Celsius. 0 to 4 millimeter rain, showers. Okay, southwesterly 11 kilometers an hour wind, 17 kilometers an hour gust, 76% humidity, 5.2 millimeter rain since 9 a.m. yesterday. Rain, 75% chance, high of no rain, 50% chance, medium of at least 2 millimeters of rain, 25% low chance of at least 4 millimeters of rain. Sydney area, Sydney, Australia, cloudy. Very high, 90% chance of showers, most likely from late this morning. Winds southerly 15 to 20 kilometers an hour, tending southeasterly 15 to 25 kilometers an hour in the middle of the day, then becoming light in the evening. No fire danger rating as well. The sunrise today was 5:36 a.m., sunset 6 p.m., waxing crescent moon phase. First quarter is the 3rd of October, the next moon phase. 6 high max UV index, 8:40 a.m. to 2:40 p.m. They recommend sun protection even when it's raining. So much rain. So much rain. What's so much rain? Not cool. It's not right. What's it rain? No, so that's how it is. That's as you know, like I'm always talking about the weather. You know, I'm always talking about the weather. You know that. And I feel that being an Australian citizen, this island nation, I'm fed up, you know, with people not telling the truth on the news. All right. I knew at the start of this pandemic that governments were going to do whatever they could to take advantage of it. They were going to do that. You know, every time there's like a financial disaster, economic event, you know, you think about, well, who's profiting out of this? You know, who is profiting out of this? I guess. Who is in the background getting their commission out of the virus? Because clearly it became you know, a business with the doctors with giving vaccines to people. And then you think, well, doctors are getting commission, you know. And then it's like, well, there's something dodgy's going on here in this industry. You know, something ain't right for the Australian people. Vaccines did become a business. Became another business for the government to make a profit out of it. You know that? And that's what it was. Just a business. And then you think, well, how many people have survived this coronavirus? But what's been the worst is the mental health impact and the dangers it's put on mental health with our mental health society. Look, if anyone wants to speak up about coronavirus, feel free to do so. Come on the Stephen Shields radio show, introduce yourself. How do you feel about the COVID isolation rules being gone for once? We're talking from Australia, by the way, our Premier Dominic Perrottet, or have they scrapped the isolation rules in your country of residence? I think it's a great idea because I'm just fed up of being shoved fear down my throat and anxiety because I tell you what, looking back on the lockdowns for the last 2 years, spent most of my time on Insight Timer, meditating, doing challenges, affirmations as well. And I think from years to come, we as a society will, look back on this and it'll be like, whoa, this is what happened. This is what life was really like for us. You know that. And I just think, Jesus Christ, this is just rigged, you know. We've seen how the cancel culture came around with the social media tech companies like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I've moved to Gap Social. That's pretty much another Twitter. Thank God for that, because Mastodon decided to kick me off and ban me. They said I spammed. I did not spam anyone on Mastodon. So clearly, Mastodon is a decentralized platform run by a bunch of lefties and bureaucrats who want to control everything and shut me down and discriminate me. I was discriminated on Mastodon, so never use Mastodon, guys. Horrible. And I was quite disappointed because it had a good feel to it. It was a good looking app as well. But then, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you. But so this is what it is. It's where is community gone now in the world? You know, where is community these days? You know, I mean, got up this morning. I did my breath work meditation, and I feel that I feel just inspired. You know, energy is amazing because I believe in as much energy as I can as well because we need energy to keep going. We need oxygen. Oxygen is life. You know, oxygen is what keeps you alive, keeps your lungs alive as well. That's what I believe in. When you have oxygen, you're getting involved in the spiritual world. It's like this, like Scott Morrison said, oh yeah, you can't put trust in Scott and in government. I mean, he is right at the end of the day, but could we put our trust in Scott Morrison, in ScoMo's? You know, clearly we saw at the 2000 this year's federal election. You know, they decided to have a change of government, the Labor government, and as always, when Labor gets in, stirring up trouble like Paul Keating did with inflation back in the 90s. I mean, we had inflation in the 90s in Australia where fuel prices have gone up to the point. Uh, Middle working families who are on, you know, trying to earn their living, paying their taxes. And it just gets almost impossible for, you know, people trying to do the right thing, paying their taxes to the government. This is where your tax money goes. Funding stupid projects and solar windmills that are pointless and make no sense at all to fund. And so I got to my conclusion that I saw it like this about how the world does change with inflation. I mean, inflation goes back to even before I was even born. I was born in 1993. You know, but it's, I guess, can only live one day at a time. The solution to it was I remember I was doing it. I was on a live stream on Insight Timer, was on a live stream on Inside Timer, and the solution was, yeah, make more money. It's true, make more money. You know, make more money. Like, I'm fed up of corporation ripping farmers off as well. I'm fed up with that stuff. Okay. Well, what pissed me off most about during the lockdown was the how how the media was going to use coronavirus to their advantage and not talk about the mental health dangers it's going to cause. You know, just think about that. Think about that. Think about that for a sec. Doesn't matter if it's Fox News. I've said this before. Sky News Australia. At the end of the day, I think there needs to be a royal commission into this because Tony Abbott was on Save the Nation. I think it was with David Flint. I could be wrong. The government, all our governments have a pandemic handbook. Now, when you shut down the economy for 6 months to a year, you gotta understand people's small businesses, that's their living that they're making. And to shut down the economy like that, just so Daniel Andrews can use his own power in Melbourne is not right. Just think about it. How many people out there have tested positive for coronavirus, especially during 2020? I know a few people had coronavirus. And so then you think about people have recovered. It was told from the beginning that your body, and Boris Johnson, I think he caught it twice, 3 times maybe. Second time he didn't get it as bad. People have said it's, they just felt like fatigue, just fatigue, like you don't have energy. It's a very strange virus that it's very unusual how it spreads in the world. You know, but all I can say is I'm healthy and I want to stay healthy for as long as I can, and that's what you should do as well. Is stay healthy for as long as you can in your life. And keep on, yeah, creating those amazing projects that you have set aside for yourself. You know that. Yeah, and we saw that, social media was going to take advantage of the virus as well back in 2020. We saw that it was going to shut people down for opposing it or try and cancel people like Megyn Kelly or Dinesh De Silva. And so I'm thinking to myself that these tech companies that they want to have power and overrule everyone. will do anything they can to shadow ban. And shadow banning is unacceptable. It's not cool, and it is not right at all. Okay? It is not right. You know. And so that's how I feel. That is how I feel. You know. I'm always here to learn about myself. I'm always discovering myself and my true being in life. I mean, so that's why I had to diverge to other platforms and realize that, yeah, I've had to be able to get my voice noticed to the world out there. You know, and so I guess there is a spiritual world that we do not yet know. I don't even know at the top of my head. But I am here to be the best that I can be in my life as well for the rest of 2022. We saw at the start of this year when Omicron came out, and I remember trying to go and get I wanted to go and get a coronavirus test at that time when Omicron came out. But then people were just price scalping rapid antigen tests. You know, literally scalping them, selling them on eBay. That's illegal. Taking advantage of it. You know, and then I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? You couldn't even get a coronavirus test. The bureaucrats in New South Wales Health are whinging every morning on their 11 a.m. press conference to try and make themselves be a god to everyone. Brad Hazard as well. What's that other woman? Ugh. Scaring people, whinging and whining about Omicron going around, putting fear and anxiety into the Australian population about Omicron, you know, the variant that came from South Africa. And then you think, well, no wonder why the whole world's gone to shit in 2022. I just didn't like it that, oh, yeah, just to go and see my local doctor. Oh, no, you can't enter the surgery if you've got a cough, cold, fever. Well, what if I'm sick? So the doctors use this as their own advantage to make money out of it with giving vaccines. Now, I'm all for vaccines, guys. I've had 4 vaccines for COVID-19. I've had my 4th booster. That's all I can say is protect yourselves against this virus. But more importantly is protect your mental health. Because your mental health is more important at the end of it. You know, And you get shows like Netflix making documentaries about 2020 and the sad death of George Floyd with Black Lives Matter protests going on. And then yet people, were allowed to protest with Black Lives Matter, but for Anzac Day they had to, this is 2020 by the way, had to stay home for Anzac Day. And the daily press conferences, 7 days a week, at 11 o'clock in the morning, telling people what we can and can't do. This goes to out everyone, even including Anastasia Palaszczuk, who even went off to Japan for the Olympics. She pissed off. Albo's always getting on a plane and traveling, and he's always pissing off half the time, like Kevin Rudd did. He's always pissing off, always overseas. This is what the left-wing government do. I can remember as a kid to this day, back in the 2008 global financial crisis, uh, you know, Kevin Rudd always on the TV. He was always in China all the time. He was always in China, you know. It seemed to me what the damage COVID did to the economy was far more worse than the GFC did. Now, people can have different views to this, and you're most welcome to. You are most welcome to contradict if you want, and that's fine with me. Uh, I'm just saying that it's been very difficult, and for kids to be homeschooled online on Zoom, it's just not right. Being COVID isolation and feeling like you're in, being told that you can and can't do this. Daniel Andrews, if you're listening to this, want to know what you did was you took advantage of COVID-19. You used this for your own personal power and your own personal satisfaction, political power as well. You took advantage of Melburnians, locking them down constantly. You're the most lockdown city in the world. Uh, I think you were trying to create a communist state out of this virus. I think there needs to be a royal commission into COVID-19 in an investigation done into all the state governments and federal governments in general, into how the vaccine rollout was done in Australia, because I think the vaccine rollout was very pathetic in Australia under ScoMo. I think Sonic Healthcare is shame because I got turned away from Sonic Healthcare. I booked my Pfizer vaccine in Campbelltown at Waminda Avenue against Sonic Healthcare, and the nurse turns me away because she said I'm from a different LGA and jurisdiction. She gave me all bullshit. There was a time when Sonic Healthcare gave me a false positive. They said I tested positive for COVID-19. I did a rapid antigen test the day after that came back negative. I went to another clinic for a PCR test that came back negative. Shame on you, Sonic Healthcare, for your bad healthcare services against the Australian people. Okay? Shame, shame on the media for spreading false information and creating mental health problems that goes to all media and news outlets out there. Shame on you. Okay, shame on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for cancelling people and cancel culture for conservatives and right-wing conservatives like myself who want to stand up for our beliefs. So we go to different platforms to share our content and my work as well, because being shadow banned does suck as well, and it should not happen. You've got to understand that is someone's job. Okay? Albo, shame on you. All right. You said you would decrease the cost of living. You were going to fix the cost of living for Australians out there. who are struggling to have a roof over their head, struggling to pay their bills, struggling to put food on the table as well. Okay, shame on you for that. I don't know why half the time you've pissed off overseas all the time in a private jet with taxpayers' money and investing it in wind solar farms because you want to believe in climate change. ScoMo, shame on you for the slow vaccine rollout, okay? Shame on you. The vaccine rollout should have been faster than ever, alright? You relied too much on AstraZeneca. We were supposed to get more Pfizers and Moderna, but shame on you for that. Okay, now I've had 2 AstraZenecas. I was fine. The Johnson & Johnson was taken down from the market because too much bad side effects of the Johnson & Johnsons for the Americans. Crazy thing about the Americans is they were giving them Johnson & Johnson so they could go to the Super Bowl back in 2020. And that's fine. You got to go back to the Super Bowl. You got to enjoy the Super Bowl. But, 1 in 100 year pandemic, you know, I do feel we learned a lot. Too many stupid idiots were hoarding toilet paper. Hoarding toilet paper, and they think, oh yeah, toilet paper's going to save them from the virus. It's not going to save you from the virus. Panic buying, stupid idiots. You see, corporations like Coles, Woolworths, I think Audi as well, took advantage of it because they knew they were going to make profit out of toilet paper on their shareholders. Shareholders are very happy making money out of toilet paper. I agree, it is un-Australian panic buying toilet paper. You remember the days when you could toilet paper someone's house and TP someone's house? Like they did it on South Park. Oh my god. When you TP someone's house. Remember those days? You toilet paper someone's house, TP someone's house. So yeah, and then I'm flicking through Bumble, right? The Bumble dating app, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, would you date someone unvaccinated, vaccinated?" You can see how the tech companies want to discriminate people with dating apps like Bumble, saying, "Oh, you vaccinated, unvaccinated." It really doesn't matter. I'm fed up with dating apps as well. Okay, becoming a business. Where is the true values in relationships these days? They are gone. All right. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with dating sites profiting out of your hard earned money. Okay. Because that's all they care about. You're paying them the money. I mean, there's no guarantee. And I'm fed up with scammers out there on dating sites trying to call me sexy and hey babe. No, that is not how you have a conversation. If you're a woman, you come and talk to me in person, or you talk to me on Wisdom, all right, or face to face on Skype or Zoom. None of this hey babe shit or messaging me and sending me stupid messages. That is not acceptable. You talk to me in person, all right? I'm fed up with this, okay? It is not right. It is not cool. And it is offensive. You know that? It is offensive. I think, you know, we just got to move on in life, I guess. We've just got to move on in life. No matter how much the 100-year pandemic happened, all keeps showing up. and I will keep on podcasting here on wisdom and sharing my thoughts and living my life with passion, my life with integrity, my life with pride, because that's how I live my life in this world as a wisdomer on social audio. We saw that social audio got very popular last year in 2021. Clubhouse, Spotify Green Room. I got on the Spotify Green Room, and yeah, I thought it was a good idea by Spotify in the beginning, but then all of a sudden it just turned to shit. No one was using it. They all went back to Clubhouse. I'm fed up with Clubhouse because there are too many shit talkers on there who want to stir up trouble on Clubhouse. All right. Now, I never got on Clubhouse in the beta mode. I used it when it was overpopulated with people talking shit. Where is the art of a meaningful conversation gone in these day and age? You know that. Where is the art of a meaningful conversation gone in this day, in this world? You know, someone tell me. I want to know if anyone's listening and feels inspired to speak up about COVID-19 and share their thoughts about the coronavirus pandemic. I mean, so many celebrities tested positive for COVID-19. Dwayne Johnson, in particular, tested positive for COVID-19. You know that. And that's how it is. That is how it is. That is how it is. And so, eh, you know, it's all about self-education at the end of the day. It's all about deciding, well, what is right and what is wrong in life. You know, you know that. And so that's how it is. I'm all about self-growth, believing in myself is my core values, inspiring people to be content creators, inspiring people to, find their niche, to overcome the fear of rejection, you know, because that's what you got to do. The fear of ill health as well. I think that was quoted in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill as well, which is so cool. You got to read that. Think and Grow Rich is an important uh, book to read for entrepreneurs who are starting out their journey with self discovery and self growth in the future in this planet. So it's like, well, whatever, you have to uh, use in your spiritual practice during these hard economic times of a recession, of course, you can always find that, spirituality is important during hard times. You know that. Spirituality is very important during the hard times in this day and age. Where is our spirituality these days? Why are we told to put our trust into, governments and corporations to tell us what we should do? Think about that. Why should I be told who I should trust? You know, and that's what I want to know as well. That is what I want to know for the rest of my life. And so that's what I believe in. But guys, wonderful show today. I always enjoy coming on here on Wisdom and podcasting for you, hosting the podcast. Don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe to the Stephen Shields radio show as well. My new album, Dead Man Walking, is available on streaming services and Spotify, guys. Wish you all the best. Bye for now.